The question is the way a person, especially men, should wear their hair. I see that you have long hair and a beard, as did my dad. My son was wearing his hair long when we went to visit family who is against men having long hair and demanded after 4 days in and out of the way place, not easy to leave or arrive at to cut his hair, that he would not be allowed to eat.
He couldn't eat unless he cut his hair.
These same people believe strongly in the head covering for women, and I would like to understand better about this as well. As an understanding, is it a woman's hair isn't it that a woman's hair is her hair covering? Am I wrong in this understanding? Please advise on all of the above. I would love to hear from you. We obviously have opinion about long hair. And hair length.
Right. Neither Chaim or I have long hair. You know, our hair is cut the way that the Kohanim were told to cut their hair. They pulled their hair. All their hair is pulled to the back of the head, and everything past their fist was cut off. They did it to Absalom once a year, and what they cut off weighed 5 pounds. This kid had a wild head of hair, but he didn't have long hair. Why? Because long hair is uncut hair. Now, people will say, well, doesn't the Bible teach that it's a shame for a man to have long hair? No, the Bible doesn't say that. Shaul says, does not even nature teach you that it's a shame for a man to have long hair? Okay, so then whoever brings this up say, okay, how does nature teach us that? Well, if you look like a Twinkie, if you look effeminate because you have long hair, uncut hair, you look like a woman, then you need to grow a beard because there's nobody that would mistake either Chaim or myself for being women. Our hair has been cut, but
Except
let's get...
at a circus. Possibly. Run a sideshow.
Okay. But as far as women, 100 years ago, women did not cut their hair. Until the flapper look of the 1920s, it was only prostitutes that cut their hair. Now, there's not a single woman in this room that does not have their hair cut. But I have friends that are in their 70s and 80s, that women who have never, ever cut their hair, and their hair would flow onto the floor 3 or 4 feet onto the floor if they unwrapped it from the beautiful bun that they wear it in. Because that is their tradition, their religious tradition, that they would never cut their hair. Okay? It's a cultural thing. And so the reason that I wear my hair like this, Chaim wears his hair like this, is because nobody could ever accuse us of having a short Babylonian or Roman sun god worshiper's cut or having long hair, because our hair is pulled as the Zadokim, the righteous priests, were commanded to pull their hair. So your friends out there that won't let your son eat because his hair is long, tell him his hair isn't long and you're an idiot. You can tell them that. An idiot is one who has their own interpretation of the Bible, interpreting it from a Western Gentile perspective instead of a biblical perspective.
And the funny thing is that Christians who say this and people who say this about the long hair, if they look at any picture that they have of what they think Jesus looked like, his hair is longer than ours. And they all say that's great and that's him. So culturally, obviously, hair of this length was not considered long.
That's right. You look at most of your Federal Reserve notes, which are basically worthless. The presidents on it, most of their hair and their beards are this long or longer. Yeah. So it's cultural. Yeah, they wore wigs so they could pretend to be like us.